A couple of weeks ago, John and I decided to ski the east face of Lone Peak. There are probably a few steeper lines in the Wasatch, such as the Grunge Couloir, but the east face is the most intimidating line I've ever done. I love climbing up in the first light of the morning, getting to see the sky lighten as the sun peeks over the mountains in the east. And we get up higher and the day hits, just plugging along, headed up the mountain, not really thinking about the effort, but just enjoying being out on a June morning. Just some beautiful views as the sun came up and hit the east faces. Looking at the line we're going to ski, pointing it out with my finger, kind of, best I can. Do a little traverse above that cliff and out. Here's a photo I took. Just drew in a line there pointing out where we're going to ski. And this is from a previous tour a couple years ago in March. You can see that the line was slightly different. Had to traverse above that cliff, and I started from the South Peak instead of the North on that particular tour. So climbing up in Upper Bells, headed towards the divide that separates Dry Creek from Bells Canyon. We were able to skin most of it, which was pretty surprising. It was pretty steep for skinning, but eventually we were forced to boot for a short section, but not too bad. Some great views of the valley. Then once you get on the ridge, you get a nice gentle slope that you can skin right up, right to the top of the South Peak. You can see that John is the proud owner of a Whippet now. One of the most expensive ski poles you'll ever own, but definitely worth it. Here we had to work our way from the south summit over to the north. It required down climbing this little section and then scooting across a pretty exposed ridge over the North Peak. This turned out to be kind of the most intimidating part of the tour. Here we are a little bit further along that ridge. To my left, to Looker's left, is Bells, and to the right is Lone Peak Cirque. It's a big drop to the right down the open book, so not recommended. If you're going to fall to my left, and then you maybe will survive. That was pretty intense little traverse there. There's John almost to the top of the North Peak.
You're skilled.
So here's John about to make the first turn off the north summit. Pretty intimidating. It's hard to quite capture the pitch of this slope, but it was quite steep. We were pretty nervous making that first turn, but John's confident.
Nice.
And jumped that first turn, and once we got our feet under us, it was okay. Just getting accustomed to it initially.
Yeah, it does.
Just looking down the rest of the pitch into Bells. Now lower on the slope, John's
I know.
making a few turns through the cruddy snow. It got pretty runneled, pretty choppy
She's not my Facebook
stuff.
friend.
You can see all the damage the sun's already done since getting to the top. A lot of roller balls and wet loose stuff. Apparently I can't aim the camera very well, which means we can't really see John skiing. After that, we went over into Big Willow. This is a picture of Big Willow Cirque. Never skied in this area before, so it's fun coming over here and skiing something new. John just scooting across the glacial flat down beyond the edge was some great skiing through some consolidated snow. It's fun being up here, getting great views of the valley and getting to ski all our deep snowpack. Someday I'm going to get a helmet camera and I won't have to just hold it in my hand. But apparently I've got to get Elisa's approval before I spend the money. Hardly fair. And finally, getting down low, running out of snow, and the leaves of the aspen are coming on, and here we are finally at the bottom. Had a great tour walking out, tired, but content. Anyway, great tour, John. Hope to get back up in that country soon. The end.